think that is going to be the crisis of the 21st century, is the movement of people across borders in massive waves.
Yeah, and that would be driven mostly by natural causes like climate change, or would that be more government-based, in conflict with governments?
I think as resource becomes scarce, you do tend to get less reasonable governments. It's harder to govern reasonably under unreasonable conditions. So certainly there's going to be political crises. Venezuela is another a great example of that. But I think the primary motivator is going to be lack of a reasonable economic way of life. I think it's going to be an imbalance in production, an imbalance in wealth. And I think in addition to that, we're going to have the climate driving a lack of fresh water and food, particularly in the equatorial area, that is going to force people to move. I don't think it is. I think that if conditions in their home countries were reasonable, they would stay. And I think the massive migration that you see is because conditions are not reasonable. And they're a combination of political, but I think the climate crisis is going to put pressure on unreasonable discrepancies in wealth and political stability.
So then it's more so than a conflict. It's more so issues with different economic systems, and then how those economic systems and distribution of wealth plays out under different stresses like climate change.
Yeah, and I think climate change will emerge as the major factor of the 21st century in terms of migration.